afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, of it an amazing, riveting, and spectacular 1 vs. 1 on Crossroads. In the north, it is Elpern, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 312th Infantry Division here with Osttruppen Doctrine. Featuring Osttruppen, entrenching tools, artillery field officers, supply drops, and railway to support with most infantry, bit of panzer. That's going to be bullets in the south. It is deep dark fantasy, fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, and the 12th Tank Corps with Urban Defence Guard, Motank Guard, Rifle, Double Infantry, and Mine Bulletins. Also, big thanks to Choquito for pledging and Patreon support the Propagandacast with this hard-earned money. Big thanks to you, and of course all of my others, wondrous, spectacular, and handsome Patreon supporters. Better there, letting out a little of a congratulatory meow there, I imagine. So nice big thanks there to him. And you too can, join the ranks for petting yourself or donating, or you can just like, share, subscribe the video, and of course press the bell button if you subscribe. That'll also help me out there. Anyway, stop lost to me for Elpern with MD42 triple comes there for Deep Dark Fantasy. For the third one, then we got a lot of sandbags here from Deep Dark Fantasy. You need to bring Eastwards here. Westwood's here, controlling down the sandbags. There you go, first shots fired. Here's Elpern moves in aggressive. The MD42 Pioneer team. Austin used to grab points. Here's he used the Pioneers MD42 coordination to put pressure on Deep Dark Fantasy. Aggressive play there. 2 thumbs up to Elpern there. There's some great MD42 play there. Some great MD42 play. Bring back the MD42 third Austin squad out here. So won't be going for the fast T2 rush, which you see with some Wehrmacht players. Pioneers falling a bit back here, down to their part and disrupting. Osttruppen for the western field point. Other Osttruppen squatting up eastwards here. We got double engineers, triple comes here for Deep Dark Fantasy. Bring up the centre with the Pioneers, sandbags up, MD42 moving in. Sandbags, then we see them moving in aggressively again. Note just the aggressive MD42 play there from Elpern here versus Deep Dark Fantasy. Bit of skirmishing here and there, go flanking in there, nice maneuver there by Deep Dark Fantasy, catching up and spearhead there off guard, punishing for in fact leaving the flank exposed there. Thumbs up to Deep Dark Fantasy. Elpern reacts by, I think, very wise between the MD4 to run the risk losing it to the opponent. In the east side here, we've got the engagement against the Osttruppen there. Awesome grabbing points here, got constantly pushing forwards there, bit of skirmishing, bit of shooting. West side here, pointing grab there with the Osttruppen. Bit further murdering then back here. We got tech there for Elpern, very much as expected. We'll have to see what Deep Dark Fantasy does in response to this. Certainly has a few choices here versus Elpern. And the German army, the 312th Infantry Division. So there we go. Western side secured. The cemetery is now German. Tech still on the way here for Elpern. Back in Deep Dark Fantasy space. We got no tech. We got no upgrades. We got nothing at all. Sandbags in the centre. Awesome, the screening here, the east side, at least trying to make it harder here for Deep Dark Fantasy to push up there. Centrewards, there you go. Awesome, catching the conscript there with the MD42 backing up. Tech almost done, and looks like he's planning first a Panzer squad. Maybe they like making us company after all. Hard to say here. The Pioneers seem like they could rush out there. But again, yeah, he's building the light mechanized company here. Probably going to see either a fast 222 or a 251 flame for a half track. Or we could also go for the regular half track. But there you go, we do get Panzer units and the light mechanized company here. Very good. MD42 they're holding back. Looks like it's going to move a bit further here against Deep Dark Fantasy, being certainly drawn towards the centre here as Elpern keeps threatening to just push for the car point if he doesn't. Sneaky and aggressive playing again. He's using Osttruppen with this, which is definitely a bit more tricky, but if you do it correctly, it can be quite nasty. And again, this is where the MD42 proves critical in supporting them. And using the left flank here, Deep Dark Fantasy going to try and see if he can't draw away Elpern here from the centre and again away from his car point there. And these concepts with the Osttruppen there catching the bad place here. Punches got ready for Elpern, for Germany, Deutschland. Contemplating slowly shot to bits here. You see also must the contemplating Pioneers moving forward here for Elpern, for Germany. Flameflingers moving in, they're going to roast some fascists. On the west side, he almost got the point there back here in the base. Nothing further going there for Elpern so far. Again, could go for light vehicle, could go for the Pack 40, or he might have something else entirely different planned here versus Elpern. We do get the 250 half track here. I mean, foot versus Deep Dark Fantasy. Deep Dark Fantasy has yet to do anything except go for the field inferno. We've seen no tech at all. That's going to be great there for Elpern. It's going to force Deep Dark Fantasy to make a swift decision towards any of these three here for some man to tank up together. Gets an Osttruppen squad wipe here. The thumbs up to Deep Dark Fantasy Elpern. push his luck a bit too far here versus the Bolsheviks, and Deep Dark Fancy punished him for it. And he's right, and we do get Urban Defence, meaning light anti-tank guns, shock troopers, booby traps, KV-2 heavy assault tanks, and of course the forward headquarters. In the centre, Osttruppen got back up name 42 here. Got the western road point there and there. Go continue pushing east from Deep Dark Fancy. Sandbags up. 250 after there being upgraded with the flamethrower projectors. Worth noting the flamethrower architecture are actually I believe, battalion level assets, with it usually part of the headquarters unit. Companies specifically, there'd be a small platoon of them attached to the battalion. Little fun fact, and in fact you have sort of several specialist units like that. Panzerman Trotzing going to go for the car point, more to replace the ones lost. Could have gone for an officer here maybe, or wait for the officer to go for more panzer grenades. I think that person would have been a greater choice there, but here we are. There we go. Done there, and then just popping out the troops, throwing them out very forcibly. Consequently, in second, the panzer they do get the car point hit, they do deny Deep Dark Fancy's fuel here. Bang grenade off the Gebäudeladung, instead ends up shattering some boxes, crates and barrels. Oh, that said, Elpern there managed to stick around for too long and loses an entire Panzer squad. This is a pretty harsh loss here compared to an Osttruppen squad. That's going to hurt him a lot, and he will need to replace them, I think. Field gun filling up here for Deep Dark Fancy in the Red Army, obviously in response here to the flame for half-take. He could, of course, also gone for the light anti-tank, but it looks like he decides he wants something bigger here versus Elpern and the Germans. Flampanbank flying forwards here for the German army. Contact caught out in the open, being burned alive. The numbers dwindling rapidly. Down to just one man in a matter of moments. 5 kills so far. Graham needs some fuel points. Sandbags down there from Elpern as well. Thumbs up there. Making good use of the doctrine. Again, consider the officer here. Field gun almost down there for Elpern. I mean, Deep Dark Fancy. Blah, my apologies there. Unitsman westwards could finish up the mine there. And there goes CIS 3 divisional field gun ready there for Deep Dark Fancy. CIS standing for basically sort of roughly means it's made in a factory named after Stalin. So a little fun fact there. Flame factor being fixed up. Ground point here. Back here, not much going on there either. Tankowy Battalion Command there going up for Deep Dark Fancy steadily. We're probably seeing a T-70 transfer off Elpern and the Germans. Trenches here from Elpern and the German army. Replacement Panzergrenadier. So good. Definitely going to be needed there in the longer run. And there goes some courtiers. They try to push for the eastern victory point. Centre one is German, western one is German. And you need something about laying down more mines here, trying to properly try and deal with any sneaking around, but also maybe catch up the flamethrower after we destroy that. Pushing east, we've got 2 Osttruppen squads, 2 conscript squads, field coming support here. Booby traps ready here for Deep Dark Fancy in the Red Army. Osttruppen being overwhelmed. There go field behind the other Osttruppen squad. Direct hit there, almost leaving most of the unit in a pretty weak condition, but no kills. Pioneers from Minesweepers, thumbs up the Elpern, obviously taking his opponent very seriously in that department. Some players are less keen on taking their opponent's system when it comes to mines, and they typically get punished. Anyway, at least the higher levels. Nothing further going on there. He can go for the T-70 now, or at least he can in a few moments. He could also go for the Issue 6 if he wanted to, but I imagine the T-70 here is very much what he's going to go for. Of course, it is an incredibly efficient choice. Great for his infantry and light vehicles. As he gains veterans, he just becomes even better. Oh, comes to the caught in a really bad place. Caught and fire, and then an assault rifle fire as well. Quick retreat there from Deep Dark Fancy. Mine goes off as well. That's a bit rubbish there for him, but he's just getting back the fuel point here from the fascists. C7 almost done. Back here, reinforcing healing. Meanwhile, Elpern could connect taking up here, moving for medium armor here. Faster than Deep Dark Fancy might be able to react. That, of course, would be a very strong and ballsy move. It's going to catch the field in a pretty compromising place here, perhaps. T-7 is ready. There we go. Hit then, you need something right over the Panzergrenadier. We've got Kunst backing up here. And gets wiped. That's going to hurt. He did have 2 of those, so it's not quite as big in that sense. The flamethrower camp should be picked up by someone else. Flamethrower from the eastwards. T-7 moving in there. Worth noting here that Elpern has made 1 tactical error. He's not gone for the anti-tank weapons. I mean, he's quite vulnerable here to the T-70. Apparently no one's picking up the flamethrower. Also moving up, the other squad retreating, Pack 40 halfway down there, so that delays the tech there for Elpern. Obviously he's taking the T-70 very seriously, as you generally should, since unless your opponent is rather bad, they can quickly do a lot of damage with the T-70 if you don't have an anti-tank gun ready and you try to take up. So it's not impossible, but it's going to be really tricky. And pretty damn risky. See something on the Osttruppen. Panzer getting ready here in the base. In the center, get the Panzer MG42 moving up. Shot fire there. Units up in the west. Shot fire. Flamethrower take out here for Elpern. Flamethrower moving forward here for Elpern. Kind of engage here. Striking the country next to the T-70. Westwards there, we get a line up there for a push here through the western fields here against Deep Dark Fantasy. I feel like Deep Dark Fantasy could start to be a bit more aggressive as his Elpern, to be honest. Like, he feels like he's playing this perhaps a bit too passively. Getting some snaps here with the T-70. Very good. Elpern, meanwhile, is yet to take up. This works out great for Deep Dark Fantasy. Gives him more time for whatever he's planning here. Flame Track moving forward, rush into the field gun. Oh, he moves the field gun again. But there you go, does get a hit in the Flamethrower attack. Might be able to land another hit here, but the Flamethrower is a bit too slow. And... oh! Gets it! Miscalculated, I think, on the range of the Flamethrower or field gun there. Bun great, the conscripts. Almost getting right in the retreating unit, and the Panzers finish off the last man running. Good kill there for Elpern. Does slightly make up for the loss of the Flamethrower attack, but not quite. And there you go, T-70 pack for the Panzerfaust hits there. Almost costing the T-70 does get away there in time. MG42 pressing the conscript field and behind the MG42 east side. There we got engineers bringing up. He could consider calling some shock troopers now. Need to retreat those conscripts before they get wiped out. Conscript moving up the flank here. Pretty brutally engaged, but I feel like Elpern here got ahead mildly over Deep Dark Fantasy. Eastern Rogue Point, they're almost secured. Needs to get the field in a bit to safety as well. T-70 needing repairs badly. Nothing on there in Deep Dark Fantasy's base. Against shock troopers would be a great choice because all these Osttruppen, by the way, they are pretty much defenses against shock troopers. Units moving up. And there you go, we do get some shock troopers out here for Deep Dark Fantasy in the Red Army. Meanwhile, Elpern pushing up, he's getting the units counterattacking the flame and Osttruppen there. Centerwards, Osttruppen up, backed up the Panzer up, they can on a field sick. Field gun further falling back here for Deep Dark Fantasy. T-70 repairs. Country enforcing, healing. Elpern there is finally taking up. Just right here with the field gun and band, but managed to hit the copper once more, dissecting Deep Dark Fantasy supply lines here along with the 12th Tank Corps, and you're about to get wiped out again. Some nastier wipes here suffering in that department. T-70s, they're being repaired. Shocks moving up, he's going to flank in behind Elpern's front here. I think that's a really good move there, though he probably should have avoided the point here. This gives away to his opponent. He's got the shocks, but he's got them on the flank. And wow, Elpern is feeling pretty bullish here. He's feeling very confident in the current flow of the situation, and again, well, fuel flow of the situation. And of course, the map like Crossroads, you can snowball these things harder, so he's basically going for tier 4 because he thinks he can get away with it. Pretty ballsy there. Does give Deep Dark Fantasy more of the time to, like, turn the game around, but at the same time, can also then, be pretty harsh there if he doesn't have, like, a counter to it. And there you go, Mechanized Armor Company up here for Deep Dark Fantasy. He's going to need more field guns, though, and I think a bunch more infantry support weapons. Like, currently, feels like his force a bit undergunned here and undernumbered. But there you go, T-70 again in the south, 5 kills. Veterans 1 going for the pack 40 with the shock troopers. Punch they're being pushed out in the open. T-70 pursuing, direct hit on the field, trenched by the field gun. There goes from Japan fast the T-70. Turn the table, counter taking a hit from the bomb grenade. Shock trooper suppressed. Field gun holding back here, 4 kills, Veterans U1. Need to treat those shock troopers. Back hits, reinforcing healing. Mechanized Armor Company almost done there. That's it. The situation for Deep Dark Fantasy is not looking great. It's not looking great. And I'm surprised it's not doing more in the west, to be honest. That feels like a bit of a oversight, to put it gently. But there you go. Mechanized, or Heavy Panzer Co-op there for Elpern. Heavy Panzer Co-op. You can actually go for Panther right away from. You can also go for a Storm Panzer here versus Deep Dark Fantasy so once. Panzer there. 13 kills, so it's 22. T-70 need repairs again. Also engaged with the T-70 light tank, taking some damage, some minor losses. Pushing west with the Osttruppen. Around the center. And we got the Sturmpanzer 4 for Elpern. Down to one man. Shocktrooper westwards there. Sturmpanzer 4 on the way. Situation for Deep Dark Fans remains pretty precarious here versus Elpern. Got more Shocktroopers out here. More heavy assault infantry to try and push his way through Elpern's lines. But finally starting to exert more pressure on the left flank. That's really what I feel like he needs to be doing it sooner here versus Elpern. In that regard, he's been playing, I think, too much along with Elpern's decisions. Which of course mean that Elpern has the initiative. Which is typically not what you want to be doing necessarily. If anything, you want to disrupt the opponent's initiative as much as possible. The flow, and trying to just control where the battle goes. Telemine standing by from Elpern, thumbs up. Almost got the western fuel point there, and there goes Sturmpanzer Fiat for Elpern. Shocktroopers get where they are inside the building, but they won't be able, I think, to really block against the Shocktroopers for long. See some rushing in there. Great hit on the MD-42. We got his sitting on here from that way, and thumbs up there, but yeah. Loses the MD-42 here. I think it definitely gives a much better chance here for Deep Dark Fans to maybe stage something resembling a comeback, but he's going to need more anti-tank weapons versus the Sturmpanzer. Consequently, 40 MD-42, that's going to be great for the Pioneers, but there's a chance of losing the MD-42 before he gets back with it. Sturmpanzer tank from the north. Needs to get that field gun in position. Does he have an anti-tank grenade? He doesn't. Oh, does have them, he doesn't have munitions. But there you go, directly on the Sturmpanzer. Shocktroopers are losing half this squad there in the blink of an eye. Another field gun there for Deep Dark Fans response here to the Sturmpanzer 4 or Stupa. Brumbar, by the way, was an allied designation, not one the Germans actually given to the tank. Fun fact there. Sturmpanzer hit the pinlock machine gun slowly down. Getting aggressive here with it. Coming to line of fire the Sturmpanzer field gun again. But there you go, we got Austin flanking. Sturmpanzer quickly dives away. Almost got the western field, but they're fully connected. East one being grabbed as well. There you go, Sandbags holding for now. In the face of the Sturmpanzer 4. Reinforcing healing. The Sturmpanzer 4 was a response to the fighting in Stalingrad. We needed something to blast through fortified housings and, urban quarters and whatnot. But they didn't have the tools. In fact, they had to improvise a lot of what was known as Sturm Infanteriegeschütz or something like that. The name's a bit weird. Basically, just used Panzer IIIs. They mounted a schwere Infanteriegeschütz, and they look kind of similar to this, but they were, shall we say, a bit more, improvised in version. And the Sturmpanzer, shall we say, was a more formalized idea of this to sort of help fight in such urban quarters and deal with bunkers and whatnot. Little fun fact there, by the way. Little fun fact. Westward, we've got the Shocktroopers now on the western victory point. Reinforcing, healing, getting ready. I'm guessing he's either going to go for an HU5 here, maybe go for KV2, which would be a bit ambitious, losing the card point there. Sturmpanzer fixed up. Panzer going to be holding up behind the sandbags. More mines down there from Elpern. Thumbs up. Field sitting up there, and then we're going to open up there on the Sturmpanzer 4. There we go. Almost got it down to half health already. There we go, half health up north here. Shocktroopers around the Osttruppen with these. We've got light machines up here for Elpern's Osttruppen, increasing their firepower, of course, by a nice bit. There we go, bloody nose. Elpern is starting to see a few more setbacks as Deep Dark Fans in the Red Army counterattacks for the glory of Comrade Stalin. They open here. Briefly consider the Panther, but decides to go for the Sturmpanzer 4. Elpern, or Deep Dark Fans, meanwhile, to bring up the T-34 from 6, so at least not trying to solve for anything big here. Sturmpanzer takes another direct hit, series in fact of direct hits, almost costing him the Sturmpanzer there, and he loses it. Big blow there to Elpern. There we go, counters the Panther for another Sturmpanzer. I'd like to see if he sticks to that once he's used the T-34s from the 6, because he only has one Pack 40, and if Deep Dark Fans will then say go for more to help deal with the Pack 40, I think that could be a problem there for Elpern, to put it mildly. I see him do some light repairs, grabbing some victory points and fuel. In fact, now Deep Dark Fans mentioned in the game around, he's actually got most of the fuel points and most of the map, but he does need to work on the victory points where Elpern continues to enjoy a strong lead over his Bolshevik opponent. Constant sitting out there. T-34 from 6 right about ready. Fighting over the cemetery. Shocktroopers there being overwhelmed by sheer numbers. Pushing up here through the centre by the looks of it. He has not been checking commands, by the way. Could risk losing the T-70 something there. Going to get the machine gun there. Could use the building here for cover. Going for the Sturmpanzer. He never saw the T-54 in time. Pioneers, Austrian equipment trouble the T-54 moving in. There goes, shoots, misses. MD-42 back in the center. Flame Phoenix force them back. Conscript field being held westwards to back up the T-34. Fighting intensifying now. Fighting on the left flank, which has been so for so long neglected. Sturmpanzer moving up the field of the barn. There you go. Conscript being hammered by intense artillery fire there and get wiped as a succession of high explosives just cause the entire place to collapse. Like it's made out of matchsticks. There you go. Sturmpanzer fires in this, takes it from the field gun side, but it's getting off the great hit on the field gun. More engineers there for Deep Dark Fantasy. Fixing up the T-7 light tank. Got a supply drop here for Elpern to go for another machine gun and another Pack 40, I imagine. As he realizes he might have left himself a bit exposed there with the second Sturmpanzer and has no real way of like dealing with the T-34 for that matter, any more T-34s. So in this regard, Osttruppen does for supply drop allows to like quickly react to this. Plus, I mean, you know, gets extra resources, more stuff as well. So pretty solid like ability there, to be honest. Pretty solid. Moving up in the center here, we got 452 versus 205. He could go for another T-34 from 6, or of course he may now try and stall for the bigger stuff. Or even go for Initiative 5. We shall see here what path Deep Dark Fantasy decide to take here for Elpern and the Germans. Another T-34 from 6 there for Deep Dark Fantasy. Shock to Western Point. You could benefit a lot from mortar, and similarly I feel like Elpern would also benefit from your back taking for a mortar, though of course it could also go for the Panzerwerfer. But personally I prefer the mortar due to more flexibility, you get access to smoke as well, plus it auto fires, cheaper, and you know, less cooldown on the barrages. Meaning like whiff is like, you know, no big deal. Not Graham the MD-34 decides, wasn't it, I guess. Samba cleared up the packs. Shock Troopers in there. Part of the taking it from the T-7 the Shock Troopers down to half of them. Quickly wiped here if he's not careful. Bun great misses the Shock Troopers. Half the unit gone the blink right, and the T-7 goes down as well there. Deep Dark Fantasy a bit too slow and gets punished hard by Elpern and the German army. The 312th Infanterie Division holds the line for now. But there you go, the second team for borrowing here for Deep Dark Fantasy and the 12th Tank Corps. Sturmpanzer, gefechtsbereit. T-5 was setting out. Westward 2 got Shock Troopers engaged with the Osttruppen. Sturmpanzer being in as well there. Shock Troopers quickly fall back once they realise the Sturmpanzer is not going to stop the Shock Troopers. At least not in time. There you go, much better hit. Need to retreat the Shock Troopers now. T-5 is waiting. Pack's been caught here. That's pretty bad here for Elpern, but looks like Deep Dark Fantasy close. In fact, he hits a mine there. The Telemine previously down there by Elpern. And he gets the T-54 a stinging blow there to Deep Dark Fantasy. Highlighting then again, Telemines close to the opponent's place. Tends to like land in a blind spot mentally, meaning they can be really disruptive. So thumbs up there to Elpern for that one. Tips like corners want to further disrupt him, prevent him from grab the center easily. Nice call in there by Elpern. Nice call in. Slows down there. Deep Dark Fantasy's plan again, further disrupting it. Sturmpanzer moving in there. Might go for a Panther next, I guess. As for Deep Dark Fantasy, hard to say what we're planning here. Could be another T-34. Might decide to finally commit to the KB2. Could also go for Initiative 5. We got a maximum way there for Deep Dark Fantasy to help deal with all of Elpern's infantry. I think that's a pretty damn good idea. Panzer there pushing forward into the flame from the T-54 field gun ready here as well. Sturmpanzer charging ahead of 3 kills half into 1. Strength from the field guns. First shot misses. T-54 misses. Shot bounces right next to the mine. Thankfully doesn't take too heavy losses, but the Panzer going to be at their ace level, ready to finish the job if necessary. Panzer and T-54 got a shock to bring up the flank of the conscript as well. Machine not quite set up, need to move in there swiftly. MD-54 over there has been taken up now here by Elpern. Troops retreating. Shock troops might be able to try and land a grenade in the retreating units. Perhaps a bit too late for that now. Might be able to finish off the submachine gun, so goes to the machine instead. Not bad either. Storm Punch rushing forward, field guns ready. But they're going flank with MD42 and could clear at least one of the field guns. Direct him the Storm Punch, the Shock was pinned down in the front of the MD42 point blank range. Panther for Elpern. Germany, grenade here on the MD42, Shock was almost wiped out here. Heavy losses, T-54 about to get knocked out there. Too much going for Deep Dark Fantasy to handle here, and Elpern is just causing havoc. T-54 narrowly survives. Panther slowly away. Needs to grab back that field gun somehow, at least prevent it being destroyed by Elpern's Pack 40s, because I imagine he will absolutely destroy it. He does not want Deep Dark Fantasy to have that pack or field gun back. East side, we've got mines going off here, grabbing the fuel point there. Max deal with MD2. Yeah, he's going to destroy that field gun here with the Pack 40s. Thumbs up to Elpern. A sad moment to Deep Dark Fantasy. Backheads reinforcing healing. Bombarding here the next set of support weapons. Elpern keeps up pressure, keeps up momentum, does not allow the pace to slow down here versus his opponent too much. There we go, Panther out. Could choose your rocket launcher for Deep Dark Fantasy here is a peculiar choice, I think. I mean, he's not aware of the Panther yet, but even then, I'm not so sure that's what they go for. I mean, I can see the logic. He's bunching up support and plus anything nearby. A Kachusa badge in the right place could do a ton of damage, for sure. But, we'll have to see. Anyways, Osttruppen caught, quickly routed. They stood no chance against the Shock Troops at point blank range. I mean, few really do. 200 points left. Kachusa ready there for Deep Dark Fantasy in the Red Army.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Getting some engagement to the Osttruppen up in the centre. East side here we get a bit of skirmish. Then we got Osttruppen then before to eastly dealing with the Shock Troops there. Smoke grenade off. Moving westwards there. Grab these to the fuel point there. Moving forwards for the glory of the Red Army. T-54 moving up as well there. Shot fired, missed. Hit the T-54 wreckage. Panther going here for the T-54 from 6. Shoots and misses. But we do get a bomb grenade, wiping out the conscripts. Deep Dark Fence down, just Shock Troopers now. Kachusa also exposes the Panther coming to finish it off here. Perhaps punch something forwards there, boosted to that. Nearby Panther field coming up there. Panther further push ahead here, no mines from Deep Dark Fence, at least trap it up with. This is pretty awkward for Deep Dark Fantasy now. He's like barely got any infantry left, and the infantry he has left is really expensive. There goes about to lose another infantry squad here. Kachusa fire here. Oh, and the barrage is mostly whiffing. The Panther does hit a mine, but I don't think this is going to be a great help there versus Elpern at the moment. It's going to buy him some more moments, but it's not really what I think he's looking for. It's looking like the Panther dead or Elpern losing a lot of troops. Panther over there for Elpern. Fighting east here. Brief consider the T-54 looks like he's cancelling it. The question is what he's then planning. HD5 perhaps? Or is he going to somehow try and go for the KV2 now?
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Not entirely sure how successful that's going to be though. Great hit on the Sturmpanzer. Panzerwerfer almost done. Shocked was the Osttruppen, quick routed. Fixing up the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Grab these some points here. Deep Dark Fantasy Fusion right now looks, I think, pretty grim. Chance, I think, of him turning this around is going to rely on, I think, a really big counter-attack that hits Elpern from a completely unexpected situation. Just completely just causes enormous and irrevocable damage here to Elpern. But the question is, does Deep Dark Fantasy have the vision and foresight to pull that off? Got the Sturmpanzer getting the Shock from the west there. Veteran C1, 10 kills. Halfway to 2. Got the issue 5 there for Deep Dark Fantasy. The tanks will wish to face the fascist tanks. Austin being shot in the bits there by the T-34-6. We got 422s, 140. Panzer F-42 here, ready for Elpern. For Germany, Deutschland. Katyusha holding back here, 1 kill. Issue 5 halfway done there for Deep Dark Fantasy. Panther coming up east side, he's going to go for tank hunting, though he needs to be careful not to get like too far in there and say gets wrecked by a field gun and then it's a tank grenade. See versus the ace field gun, the Panther's will be explosive since the field gun has good rate of fire plus good penetration, but there you go. Shot actually failed to penetrate, and there you go. Panther barrage off there, killing 1/3 of the crew. 2/3 left, but they are definitely feeling like they've seen better days. Panther moving forwards here, 1 kill structure coming in, they've got H coming up, shooting and penetrating the front arm of the Panther. Panther coming far there, 13 kills, we've got a bun grenade here, into the midst of Deep Dark Fantasy advancing troops, the shock troopers there, take the hit. Panther there being shot to bits, but the shock troopers a bit overwhelmed here. T-34 field gun coming up here, direct hit on the Panther, punching through the armor, Osttruppen up, coming the flank, and the Sturm Panzer is advancing as well. Deep Dark Fantasy's counter-attack here has once more already met a wall of German steel and tenacity. Bring up the eastern side here, straight into the Maxim. On to get suppressed. We got the east being blasted with the Sturm Panzer almost wiped out. Here's Elpern fires off another volume of shot. We got the Pack Fortress with the machine gun position clearing away the sandbags hiding behind. Sturm Panzer's going to win, I think, finish off the job. Panther being repaired here for Elpern. Now that Katyusha barrage here from Deep Dark Fantasy to take out those Pack 40s. There you go. Rockets flying, screaming through the skies. Clearing out an abandoned trench there from Elpern, but beyond that, not actually like real kills or any destruction. Great for Elpern, but certainly disheartening for Deep Dark Fantasy. He just can't seem to land the bloody hits with his rocket launcher. Panther forwards here, backed up by the Pack 40, straight to the issue 5 tank assault, which he seemingly forgot, or just doesn't care about, I suppose. Always a possibility. There you go. Ooh, he's got the focus sight on, which allows him to be flanked by the Panther in this case, so Elpern decides not to push his luck. Does, I think, just losing the Panther. There you go. One more hit, and the Panther is down. H5 taking for the Pack 40, almost knocked out as well. And there you go. T-34 knocked out before the Panther could get taken out there. Really damn close up Elpern. Bad luck for Deep Dark Fantasy. Cuff one hit. And Shocked was routing the remaining odds. We got 25 called in here against Deep Dark Fantasy around here. Cheeky. We got 91 versus 422. Straight to the Sturm Panzer here. Vecchi 2 gains Schützen added. Audio training units could risk getting wiped out here by Railroad Salute Strike. Maybe, maybe not. And there you go, Deep Dark Fantasy's renders. His spear broken like his forces. A shorter yet bloody battle here on Crossroads. Some good skill on the player from both sides from the end. I feel like Deep Dark Fantasy just lost an issue too fast. He was Elpern, failed to, like, you know, exploit weaknesses in Elpern's lines and, you know, oversight on the left flank, and you just like slowly got worn down here by Elpern. Though again, he had some opportunities, but even then couldn't quite push through. I feel like Immortal would have done a lot here better early on versus Elpern. Could have disrupted Elpern's, you know, positions and strong points, allowed him to further, I think, make progress there. So some things to consider, but hope you enjoyed the match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'm sure tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.